Okay, hi internet. Sorry, the reason that there's a little bit of confusion there is because I'm letting Celeste test out streaming to the channel from her computer. So she's actually running the stream on her end. So if it fails or it looks like crap, it's Celeste's fault.
It's my fault, everybody. I did it bad, but hopefully we'll be okay.
So yeah, the reason why is if you missed it, and there'll be more on this in the future, so I won't belabor it too much here at the start. But in T minus like 12 days, really 13 days, Celeste is going to be starting a brand new show that will be streaming here on Nerd Immersion every Sunday night called Mistress of Modules. Celeste, do you want to talk just a very brief little intro about this show, what it is, let people know?
Yeah, so essentially Mistress of Modules, we take shorter form modules, those things you might see on the DM's Guild or just out and about, and we every episode will play through a different module. So it'll have a rotating cast, rotating modules, with the idea being giving you all a look at some of the shorter stuff as opposed to the much longer publications Wizards really puts out. So it's a show to highlight modules, different streamers, and yeah, I'm very excited to share it with you all.
Yeah, so that will be coming out, and it'll be the same, standard kind of format, right? It'll be here on Twitch. It'll also be on YouTube. It'll be streamed in all of the same places that you're used to seeing us stream, which includes you now too, Facebook, if you're watching via Facebook. I'll be sitting down with Celeste, and we'll actually be doing a more longer form sort of what is the show and going through, and I'll be asking her pointed questions so you guys can get an idea of what you're in for before the show officially launches. And again, as she said, it'll be a rotating cast, so it'll be good to come back and check back if you really love a certain streamer or person. They may return. If you don't, guess what? They're probably going to be gone in a couple weeks, so it's fine. But yeah, and her and I are going to coordinate so that when in the future, when I do a review of a DM's Guild product on a basis of whether it looks good or bad, and hi Remy as well, Katie's cam there, I'll do my review of the product, whether I think it's worth your money, whether there's things that need to be tweaked or adjusted or whatever, and then you'll get to actually see the playthrough of it as well, so you'll get both sides. So that'll be pretty cool stuff. Also, for you creators out there on the DM's Guild, if you have stuff that you want to see reviewed and play tested live on the internet, get at us and we'll get that up and running.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, so it should be. It's very exciting. It's just one of many cool new things that are coming to the channel in 2019. But
Huzzah!
Let's put that stuff aside, and we've got a couple sponsors, so I'll throw that out here at the start. Initiative Coffee and Elderwood Academy are our sponsors, and they're great, and we love them. I'm going to actually be seeing Quentin and Dan in a little while at PAX East. So be looking out for more cool stuff and hopefully more giveaways from them here on the channel. But that's enough of sponsorship talk. Let's talk gut-wrenching feelings and possible character death. Because that's kind of where we're at right now here on Rise of Tiamat. So, Celeste...
Yeah.
Would you love to give us, I don't care if you would love, please give us a recap of what happened last time.
From being dead on the ground, I'll give you a recap. All right. God, okay. So last time when we started, we were in the Hall of the Dragons, like where the secret metallic dragon council meets. And everything was going fine. Wow, until it wasn't. And then the big head in the box appeared. So that was like kind of the last big event that happened. So last episode, and future Roswen showed up. So we opened the new episode with Roswen having a lot of feelings about future Roswen and then being like, oh my God, we need to go get everybody and talk about this. So we did. And so Jalar was there and Jalar woke up Odella and Odella and Jalar had to go get Leo out of his preoccupied state because he was busy fulfilling a request to get a vote because he's, a team player. So after he had wrapped things up, untied some people, whatever, they all rendezvoused back in Roswen's room, and Roswen was like, we need to go do this. We need to deal with the Ava situation. I feel guilty. And we're like, it's not your fault. We got your back. And there was a lot of hugging. We hugged like 45 times in that episode, you guys.
There was a lot of fucking.
It was a lot. And so we got through that conversation. We decided that the next day we were going to go and take care of the Ava situation. And we probably like shouldn't get, you know, the metallic dragons too involved. We're like, we're going to handle this on the DL and see if we can not murder Ava maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. And we jumped through a tree and we went back to where Roswen grew up, and her house was all ruined, and we were all like rooting around in the rubble and asking like if Ava had been seen anywhere. And then all of a sudden there was a fucking Sasquatch, and he was like, you know, like off in the tree line. And so Leo's like, oh, do you want me to go get that for you guys? Okay. And he booped 500 feet to go get it. And it was a trap. It's always a trap. So Leo got shot, and then he got beamed, and then he got trapped in a psychic box, and like all this horrible shit, as Ava and her party of miscreants attacked us in the woods. And it went very, very poorly, very fast. Leo is down on the ground, surrounded by darkness, so nobody can help him. And yeah, we have the thorn dude, dwarf man, and we have giant owl, fuck you lady, and then we have some other hidden wizard somewhere. And that's where we're at, and it's awful. And I missed the whole thing. Leo and Odella totally kissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, you left out a big part of that, but okay.
Fuck, I totally forgot. Sorry guys, I'm off my game. So it was pretty magical, but now Leo's gonna die, and we're gonna have our own Romeo and Juliet. So there you go.
Well, probably not gonna kill herself, but that's fine.
Ted rolled like 8 natural 20s to kill Leo, so thank you.
Couple things. One, chat is saying they're mostly getting it in their left. The audio is becoming from one side right now, is what they're saying. Left side audio only.
Interesting.
Let's just do a quick check to make sure that we're somehow not coming through as mono only. You know what, Celeste, do me a favor?
Yeah.
On your desktop audio, click that little, like that source. Click the little gear icon, go to advanced audio properties, rather.
Okay.
The down mix to mono box isn't checked, is it?
Sorry.
Okay.
New audio settings. Wait.
Oh, it's mostly Celeste that comes in from the one side. Interesting. So maybe her mic is coming in as...
Okay. I think that's probably an issue I can't resolve, unfortunately, due to a third-party thing I'm using, but...
Okay,
sorry, team.
Okay. Learning. This is knowledge. Knowledge is power, and all those other good things. So, okay. So, to set the scene, after what Celeste just greatly told us, Leo is at 0 hit points. You can actually see this live on your overlay on D&D Beyond if you scroll over the B at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. 0 hit points, 1 past death saving throw. We are starting, I think, round 3 of the combat at the moment. We'll open my... where's my Rise of Tiamat folder? Here it is. Oh, you know what? It's not in here. It's under my D&D Beyond characters. I need to go look at all of them, so I make sure I have our favorite, our dwarf, and our spellcaster, and our paladin.
Boo.
Great. So, okay. So I guess we're going to start at the top of the round. So, and I guess as a further reminder, Leo is currently encased in a bubble of magical darkness. So he cannot be seen to be targeted with most healing effects. That they usually require you to see your target to allow you to heal them. So
just
they have
super
been
cute.
Assaulted mostly from a distance by arrows, dark magic arrows, a black feathered demonic-esque giant owl that has been swooping in and causing havoc. There is a dwarf battle rager who's up in everybody's business, who I believe currently is engaged with Rid. Is it Rid or is it Jalar at the moment? I forget.
It's Riv right now.
Okay, so I think it's Rid.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah?
No, I think it's Remy.
Is it Remy? Okay.
Yeah, Remy came back, I think.
Yeah, it's
So-
Remy.
All right, so Leo unconscious in a bubble of darkness. Roswen is up in the air, I believe.
Yep.
Odella is just kind of like in the back.
Yeah, I'm 70 feet away behind Rid. Or Remy.
That's right.
Sorry.
And Remy is currently beset by our dwarf battle rager and our owl Aarakocra paladin. Okay. So, top of the round. So let me pull up her character sheet. And we'll see what happens. So, Leo's unconscious.
Yeah, keep saying that, Ted.
I know.
makes me
it's
feel
like
good.
every time the gut just. Ugh.
Also, everyone, let me know if the audio issue is fixed. I might have fixed it.
Yeah.
From me. I don't know. Ha!
So, Odella.
My turn?
No.
Oh.
You're being attacked.
Oh, boy.
by some arrows.
Arrows!
Yes.
Uh,
This is a character suicide. I don't know how that works when it's your character killing your character.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty awful.
It does,
I was
doesn't
trying to think if I'm in range, but I most likely am. It's a longbow, so.
it? Yep. So that's a 25 to hit.
25.
Yes.
I'm
I'm gonna say
if I
that.
could shield that.
I don't think you can.
Nope.
Cool. So you are gonna take some damage from that. Let me just check on one spell so I don't make sure I'm not a liar here. I don't think she can transfer her Hunter's Mark to you. I think you're out of range. Hunter's Mark is 90 feet. Okay, so you're not Hunter's Marked as of yet. Or no, wait, is it just a character or creature you can see? Drop to 0, please. Oh, use a bonus action to mark a new creature. It doesn't even specify range.
Boo.
Wow, how about that? All right, so you're gonna take some damage. Holy fuck, you're gonna take 19 points of damage. Wait, you're a humanoid. That's 23 points. Oh, and there's another d6 in there. So that's 25 points of damage. So, however, 2 of that is necrotic. So
24 points.
24
of damage?
points of damage.
Suck it.
Do you have any concentration
Invincible.
spells up?
What was I
believe-
doing?
Expeditious retreat. Is that concentration?
I was using that, but let me just make sure
Yeah, I'm not sure that may
I
not
still had
be
that up.
concentration. It should-
I had.
Oh, it is.
It is
Sorry.
concentration. I was just making sure that I didn't cast something else. So
So I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, DC 12.
Oh, that fell in the crack. That is not. Here, I gotta move things. That's a 16, but plus something. But it
Okay,
was
so you're fine. So you don't drop Expeditious Retreat. However, second arrow. Comes your way.
So I can roll that on even surface. That would be nice.
So that's 25 again.
What?
Yeah.
Sure, that hits.
Okay, so let me separate out the necrotic just because. So that is going to be 2 points of necrotic. That's already reduced.
Okay.
And then 11, 21, 31. Yeah. So 31 points of piercing damage. Plus the 2 points of already reduced necrotic damage.
Oh, so 33.
So 33 total, yes.
Yeah.
You feel like it's strange, but you feel like that shot so sharp. Like as if fired from some kind of a sharpshooter.
It's so sharp.
But it's crazy because there's no arrow, right? You're just getting basically blasted by a beam of essentially what looks like dark black energy, like necrotic energy in coalesced beam form impacts you, and you feel the wound and you see the minor desiccation, although not as important to your Azamar form here, but the damage hurts just the same. So then
I need to roll another concentration.
yes, you do. DC 16.
Okay, so that's 12 plus. Do I just write? Is it a con?
Sorry,
saving
yeah,
throw,
it's a Constitution saving throw, half of the damage.
Okay, so it's 20. I have a +8 to my con.
Cool, so you're good there. Then silently from above, as a reaction.
How did she fly that far?
Let's see. Her movement speed is. Let's see. Oh, hey, another subscription. Wow, thank you guys so much.
Woo!
Let me just confirm, because you may have a point, because you were 70 feet away from
I'm 120 feet away from Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, I wrote it down last time because I needed to know. I needed to know how far away I was from Leo.
Oh, Bay! We'll be together again one day, maybe in hell. But damn.
So, actually, not using a dash. However, this owl saw its master attack you, therefore can use its reaction to make an attack against you. I'm gonna have to attack you with a giant owl.
Fair.
Let's see how we do. That's a 19.
I can shield that.
Okay. Are you going to, I assume?
Yeah, let me just mark that down.
Okay. So that is your reaction, and the owl hits your shield. Okay.
Thank God.
Are you in with like Rid and all of them, or were you further back?
I'm 70 feet away from Rid.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
I wrote it down just so I could be sure of where I was at this time.
All right. So, next up on the list is the Battle Rager. His turn. So he's right up in the face of Remy. So, we're gonna hit Remy. That's how that works.
Seems right to me.
He's gonna take Moonbeam damage.
That's right. He is in the moon.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, he's making a con save. That is only an 11.
Ooh, that fails. That's going to be 29 points of damage.
29 points. I can just write 29 in here and then hit damage, and it does it for me.
Thanks, D&D Beyond. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Not yet. Maybe.
One day.
Well, we can hope.
Goals.
Okay. So then he's going to attack you, Rid. He's already raging, so that's already taken into account.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just as a point, who else did I cast Death Ward on? Do you
Ros.
remember? Was it Roswen? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to swing at you with a big old maul.
Cool, cool.
That is a 25.
That'll hit.
That's going to deal to you 8, 16, 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Then he's going to swing again.
Cool, cool.
That is a 30.
That will also hit. Just checking, it wasn't a critical.
No, it was not a critical.
Cool.
It pains me to say because it doesn't matter to you because you're immune. So that's... Anyway, I did that to me. So that is 19, 20, 22 points of bludgeoning damage. Then he's going to punch you with a spiky gauntlet.
Oh, Jenny, you were in here.
And that will be a 26.
Yes, that will also hit.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So then that will deal to you 3, 8, 11 points more
Cool, cool, cool.
of piercing damage.
Cool. I'm definitely bloodied at this point, for sure.
And that is his turn. Then it's the spellcaster's turn.
I would like to just say, I think we have a couple people really close to ultimates here, chat. So if there was ever a time, like I think Katie's like 2 away.
I'm 1 away.
1 away. Somebody, please help.
I think I'm like 4 away. It's still pretty close, I
Ow.
think.
Yeah, I think I'm 3.
Oh,
Let's open up our spellcaster.
Crap.
What do we got? I thought I put all his spells in here. Oh, I did. They're just not prepared. That's fine. Okay. Spells. Oh, book. Oh, there they are. I got it, guys. Don't worry. I know you were real worried about it. So, we've got Rid, we've got Roswen, and we've got Odella. Currently concentrating on Darkness Spell. That's good, but that's too flashy.
know your NPCs. He would never.
Well, you know, it's... If you're hiding and you're like, boom, look at all the glittery stars.
Yeah.
Kinda makes it hard to stay hidden. All right. So, Odella,
Yeah.
I would like you to make me an intelligence saving throw, please.
You're smart. You got this.
This is actually one of my stronger saving throws a little bit. Nope. That's a 9. Wait. Hold on. I can add shit to it.
Well, I'll tell you a 9 fails.
Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. Let's see here. If you fail a saving throw or miss an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total. I will do that.
Roswen, got a charge.
Yes! 2 4s. So
Yes!
that is 8. So that's 17.
That's still a fail.
Dang it!
Oh.
Is there anything else I can add?
You can add a heavy sigh.
Use that.
20. Wow. 30. 35 points of psychic damage you take.
Jesus Christ.
And let me just check because I may have screwed myself. But I don't think I did. Oh, wait. 1 charge for each player. Another charge. So, Katie, you're at 11 now. You can spend that and still have 1 in the back or in the tank.
Yeah, but how dramatic would it be if I just used it right now and not while we're on the verge of death?
Fair.
Yes. Do it.
Laura, just so you know,
Yeah.
you have been affected by a synaptic static. So for the next minute, you roll a d6 and subtract it from any attack roll, ability check, or constitution saving throw made to maintain concentration.
So they have a bard too? What a...
I would like you to
No.
make me a constitution saving throw, DC 18 minus a d6 for your expeditious retreat.
Fucking picking us off.
I'm sorry, what was that?
DC 18 minus a d6.
I did not make it. Because I got an 18 minus 6, so that would be 12.
All right, so you lose your expeditious retreat as expended. When you say the video is off kilter, I don't know what that means. So I will need a little bit more because if you missed
Sorry,
it...
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for the heads up.
Yes. So that is happening to you, Della. Okay, that is that turn. Oh, I did these, but I forgot. Yep. Cool. Okay, so after their turn. Oh, it's Remy's turn.
Okay.
You have advantage because you're in Moonbeam.
Oh, awesome. Cool to know because I'm a start punching things. It's not like the greatest, I guess, but I'm gonna keep punching the dwarf even if it's a little spiky because that's what I can do.
That's
So
fair.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my full thing
Mhm.
and do advantage. Advantage is so great.
Mhm.
It is.
25 to hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Cool. Higher than a 25
Yeah.
for second attack. And then I'll go ahead and do a flurry of blows here as well to 24.
Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah. No.
And oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Well above a 25.
All hits.
Good. In that case, I am going to roll this a number of times.
Okay. That's probably good.
1, 2.
Oh, no.
Hold on. 4,
Okay, getting up there.
1. Hold on.
Oh.
I hold on. I can still add my damage.
Yeah. Add all of the things.
Which is at least something. So, just not like the greatest rolls there. But that's still good. Like I've got a pretty hefty damage bonus.
Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. I mean, 4 hits, that's a decent amount right there. That's at least in the 30s, I'd say, right?
It's a 40 actually on the
40?
nose. So
Okay.
that's
So he's gonna take half.
yeah.
And you are gonna take 12 points of piercing damage from punching him.
Yep.
Celeste sounds so upset.
The Dwarven cactus man.
You're still reading the Dres novels, right?
Yeah.
Just keep reading. You'll meet
No.
You'll meet him.
Jerk.
Not this specific guy, but you'll meet someone like him. Best character. Anyway, Is that it for you, Remy?
Yes.
She said with the utmost certainty.
I am literally poring over this character sheet until the very last moment to make sure I'm not missing anything in this, the most crucial of moments.
I know, right?
So yeah, I'm reasonably confident. That's all.
Okay. So then it's our Aarakocra's turn.
Moonbeam damage.
Yes.
Not forget.
Sorry, I need to find the.
That's 35, not halved.
Okay.
Obviously, that would be insane if it was.
What's your DC?
18.
All right, yeah. So he beats that. So that's 35 and half is 18.
Mm-hmm.
And half again is 9 because of the oath. Yep. So 9 points. Let's character.
Man, that is far less impressive than 35. I'll tell you that much.
Oath of the Ancients. Best
Mhm.
paladin.
It is the best.
Hurts me every time I don't get to play one. Okay. So Remy, this paladin here, is going to attack you with a greatsword. Yes. Okay. Well, that's a natural 20, but it's you. Never mind. It's just you ignore the critical.
Yes,
So
I do.
That is, you are very lucky.
Also, I use Armor of Ink,
Yes.
and
Cut it in half.
yes, and my tattoos are twisted into these like cool arcane wards that just like they kind of like look like they leap off my arms a little bit.
So that will reduce the piercing or the slashing. It will not reduce the radiant from the smite.
That's
That's
okay.
incoming.
Doing the best I can here.
That's okay. Listen. Yes. So that is going to be for the piercing. And that is going to be 17 points of piercing damage in half to 9. And then there is improved divine smite. And then there is 2, 4, a third level smite. And 20, 22 points of radiant damage.
I'm down.
Okay. So the Aarakocra is going to fly. How far away were you from Remy?
70 feet.
Oh, man. Fly speed is 60 feet. So, can't get to you, and I don't think can get to Roswen, but you also notice that even though all of this stuff is happening, it seems as though Roswen isn't being targeted yet. Like everybody else is going down. So let's see what we can do to you still, Odella. Anything we can do? We used an attack.
Haven't gotten to go yet.
I know. To be fair, you'll get to go eventually. So let's see. None of these things are useful. No.
I think all so I was gone. The barbarian's gone, right?
Yes.
The
So-
wizard-
We rolled
or the
like shit.
spellcaster's gone, and then the pally's the only one left.
So the paladin flies 60 feet towards you. Can't close that extra distance, so pulls out a javelin and throws it at you.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
That's not that great, though. Oh, and you still have the shield.
I still have shield up.
So that's 9 plus... Oh. So 19... It's a 19.
That doesn't hit.
So the javelin bounces off of your arcane shield. However... Go over here real quick. I gotta check out what... See if this can make it to you. Oh, don't lag on me, D&D Beyond. We don't have time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. So, plus 4 charges for Odella from Celeste.
Oh, weird.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Oh
That's
shit.
7.
So with an 80-foot fly speed,
What?
coming in from the side, Odella is a creature that attacks you.
What?
We'll
What?
see. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh, it's a stupid fucking steed.
Yeah. You see a griffin.
All the pets are coming to attack us, guys.
It's
Where
a
are our pets?
it's a griffin, but instead of an eagle, it's an owl. So it's technically a griff owl, if you want to be
Pretty
specific.
dope. So I guess I'm not too sad.
Does a 22 still hit you with shield?
Yes.
Okay, then you're gonna get clawed by this griff owl
I could be down. Could be just use Roswen.
for
This sucks.
13 points.
Still up. Woo!
Okay.
I think you've got
It's-
87 potions.
Its turn is over. Leo, death saving throw, please.
Sure thing. It's a 19.
That's one more success.
Great. Love this.
Roswen,
Doing the best I can.
it is your turn.
Okay. All right. So
How you feeling? You doing okay?
I'm shaking. It's fine. You know, whatever. I just, led all of my party to death. It's okay. So how far was I away from Leo again?
Remind me.
You moved in.
I did move in. I think I was like 70 feet away from him or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everybody just started running.
Yeah.
I think you were right above Rid, so I think that's probably you were probably.
I got
about
past
50
Rid a
feet.
little bit, I think.
Well, if you're past her, then you'd be like 50 feet or less away from Leo, because Rid's 70 feet away from me, and Leo was 120 feet away from me. So that's only 50 feet of distance between Rid
Okay.
and Leo.
So
Yes.
I would like
Sure.
Math.
woo! I would like to bonus action use my hidden pathways, I think,
Okay.
to get like to the dome
Of darkness, yeah.
of darkness.
It is a 20-foot radius sphere.
Okay, and then use whatever I can, because I remember where Leo was when it dropped
Yes.
it in the center of it.
You do.
And I would like to get to him, and I'm going to use my Rod of Healing,
Okay.
and I'm going to do a 4th level Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good. Okay. So it's 16, 20, 5 plus 5. So 30 points.
Oh boy.
And I'm just going to like shake him, and I'm going to just like urgently say like, you got to get up. Everyone's dying.
What? Okay. Yeah. What? Where?
You guys are in darkness.
We're in darkness. Don't worry about it. Just you got to help them. I'm going to try to get to my sister and see if I can make this stop.
All right. I'll do what I can. Fuck. I'm like bleeding from so many places.
And then just like outside, I'm just going like towards where I think Ava is.
So you teleport basically into the dome.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into the dome,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna walk out. Is what I'm getting, right?
No, I'm staying in the dome.
Oh, you're staying. Oh, but you're. I see. Okay.
But I'm shouting out to her, and I'm just gonna be like, I know you're mad, but we can talk about this. You were supposed to come back so we could fight, and then it would be okay. Just stop for a minute. You're hurting people. People who are trying to do what you always wanted to do anyway. And that's my...
All right. Okay. Odella. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay. I think I remember from last time you said that the paladin doesn't look great. Like, kind of hurt.
Was definitely beat up. Yes.
Okay.
The paladin's griffin is in your face.
It
and
is.
The paladin is 10 feet away from you.
Yep. Okay. The griffin really put a little hitch in my plan here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the owl is in your face too.
Jesus Christ. This is true. Well, I guess fuck them all. I can't get to red. None of my spells reach that far. Unfortunately. Let's see. Let's just make sure that I can't get to her with some sort of heal. Nope, 60. It's definitely 60. It's also a 60.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are gonna go out in a blaze of glory then.
Okay.
So, resigning herself to the fact that she's probably not going to survive this, she's going to pull out a scroll from her bag.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to look towards the paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And I need the paladin to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, it works.
What are you doing?
That is a 19.
Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, so that doesn't work.
Okay.
That scroll just burns up. And I'll take it off my list.
No.
What was it?
Yeah, what was it?
Disintegrate.
Ooh.
And then I am going to cast with my quicken spell. I will cast at 5th level, because I think that's my highest level that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, okay.
And hope to just take as much damage off these people that are surrounding me as possible.
Okay. Let's see how we do here. Let's see. You are.
Because I'm not staying up no matter how much I heal, so really don't matter.
Yes. And you are beyond the range. Counterspell. No.
Yeah. Damn right I am.
So
It's like it was on purpose.
It's a wisdom saving throw, yes?
Yes.
Wisdoms. So that is a 18.
Mine is an 18.
So roll your
DC.
damage. I gotta roll for an owl and for a griffin. Owl gets a 28. Griffin gets a 11, 17. So the griffin fails, yes?
Yeah.
17? Okay, so
Yeah,
roll your damage.
18's the DC.
Okay.
It is 29 points of radiant damage.
All right. So that's 15 points, and it's a spell, so it's reduced in half again due to the aura. So 8 points to the paladin, 8 points to the owl, and 15 points to the griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Owl. Jesus, that's a lot of health for an owl.
Wasn't a lot when Roswen killed it the first time.
No, it was not.
Okay. Hang on, I need to get more wine. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
This is
I'll
this.
bring the whole bottle.
Yeah.
And as just a free action, I will pray to Lyra and tell Valandris I'm sorry.
Okay. The paladin again does not look the best, but unfortunately,
That disintegrate spell would have been so great.
it really would have been.
Yeah.
But you know, paladins with that +5 to all their saving throws
Yeah.
from their own aura,
Mhm.
and then the half.
I know. That's why I was like, this is the only part I can't really get.
And then the half damage from spells.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that was Odella's turn. Back to the top. Ava. Okay. Ava. What are you gonna do? What is the range on this spell?
My glass isn't big enough for this combat.
Using a glass, just drink out of the bottle.
F it.
No. Odella. Arrow's coming your way.
Yep.
That is a 27.
Yeah, that is. She's out. I only have
Alright.
1 HP.
You go down. Unconscious.
Oops.
Okay. So that's that. You do. Rid's unconscious. Odella's
Shit, I
unconscious.
just realized I've been holding my breath.
Okay. So Rid's unconscious, Odella's unconscious, and Roswen and Leo are in a bubble of darkness.
All right.
This is hell. I don't like what the fuck.
Well,
I've never been in so much hell
We
before.
didn't even instigate this fight, guys.
No.
We didn't even instigate it.
We're
We
never-
just ran into it.
I just wanted to hold a Sasquatch. I don't know.
just leave me, Leo. I they're not trying to hit me.
I'm not gonna leave you. Got my
yeah.
shield ready.
All right, so this is tricky. She's got another arrow, but she wouldn't risk, or would she? Not yet. No. This isn't the time. So, Odella,
Mm-hmm.
you're prone on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So an arrow's coming your way at disadvantage.
Okay. This feels really weird being killed by my own character, guys.
It's very macabre.
I'm never gonna switch a character ever again. They're always coming for me.
It's a strange take, to be sure.
Does an 18 hit your unconscious form?
Yes.
You fail a death saving throw from being inflicted damage from an arrow attack from a distance.
Isn't it 2?
No, because it's
Okay.
so everybody. Point of fact, let me get on my little soapbox here. If you attack somebody when they're unconscious in melee range and hit, it's an automatic critical. A critical is 2 failed death saving throws.
Oh, but it's not. when
Taking
it's ranged.
damage is an automatic singular failure.
Gotcha.
That's a thing that people always mess up. So, but now it's the owl's turn.
Yep. Take my diamonds when I die, guys.
We thought we were leaving diamonds. Fuck.
That's
Does it-
assuming we don't die.
Does it 23?
Hit me? Yes.
You know the answer to these questions,
I
Ted.
know.
You're relishing in this.
A little bit. So that is that's 2 failed death saving throws on
Yeah.
top of the one
I'm
already.
dead.
So the owl flies over towards the bubble of darkness. Hey. Barbarian's turn. He's gonna take moonbeam damage.
Yes.
This is not okay. None of this is okay. And Leo can't see anything, right?
Nope.
Nope.
He doesn't
Fuck!
know.
That's 33.
He's gonna try and make that save, but he's been.
I hope Pygot flew far, far away.
You didn't use him, so we're gonna say he didn't die.
Good.
Uh,
I'm happy he survived.
so that is an 18. So that pass.
Yeah, that just passes.
So half. What was it? Half damage?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What was the damage? I forgot.
It's 33.
Math. Totally did that fine in my head.
I don't think I've ever been a player in a party where somebody actually died. Like people have died on my table, like as a DM, but I'm really upset.
So
Right now, I'm just so thankful that Roswen knows how to get into the vault, so we can pay and hope everybody
Because I'm next, y'all.
So the barbarian does not look good. This moonbeam is clearly just, he's not resistant to moonbeam.
Not many people are, except for this fucking paladin.
And Odella, but
Yeah.
any Azamar. So Rid's unconscious form. Barbarian's there.
No.
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 We're gonna try.
Remy looks so cute, unconscious.
She's still smiling. They're still smiling.
Yeah, yeah, they have that like faint, like turned lips at the corners.
She just looks
So does a 16 hit?
It does not.
So the first hit was a natural 20, but it doesn't matter because you're immune, but it's still a hit. So it's 2 failed death saving throws. And the second attack misses. And then he's going to see you pretty much bloodied and dead. And then he's going to head towards the... He's going to move 35 feet towards the bubble of darkness. Next up.
I have so many feelings. I can't I'm just I don't know. I don't know. This is so bad.
Oh my god, it does. I'm sorry, not to laugh, but it does. If you hover over the D&D Beyond, it just says dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Like
It's
dead out of
awful.
106 hit points.
Dead.
So, Roswen, you feel your what level was your moonbeam cast at?
It was 5th level.
Hold please. You feel your moonbeam gone, as though it was dispelled.
Okay.
Right. Renee, I need you to make me a death saving throw.
I will make you a death saving throw. That's a 3.
Oh.
Remy is dead with a slight smile on their face.
What?
Paladin's turn.
We're never gonna finish this campaign. We're just gonna die. All this, I've been playing this for how long? Like 2 years now?
I don't know what to do.
I mean, I'm voting for cry.
Roswen and Leo, you hear the sound of feathered wings approaching you in the darkness. 2 sets, distinctly. And you hear outside of the edge of darkness 2, seemingly given the scenario, taloned feet touch the ground. And you hear there's a laugh, but it's in any other scenario it might have been comical. This laugh, this chuckle, has a slight hooting to it. And then you hear, making its way into the darkness, what sounds like claws, and Leo, a sound that you've typically would have brought joy, but the sound of lion paws touching down. You don't know what this is. Neither of you saw the griffin in the darkness.
Sure.
Do they say anything other than laughing? Like, can I speak or?
Well, it's almost your turn.
Great.
Great.
Neat.
And you hear, I can't actually fathom what a griffin, owl griffin, like when it, like, you know how like a lion could snarl, right? How does that work when you have a bird face? What does that come out like? You know what I mean? I know you guys clearly aren't there mentally to have this conversation.
You're breaking me. So
I think it would just sound like a bird. I don't think it can make snarl sounds.
So there's like a shrill, offensive sounding hoot from within the darkness. And you hear, after the chuckle from the hooting paladin, you hear a female voice say, "Might as well come out. Both of your friends are dead. There's no use fighting it now." And then it's Leo's turn.
Okay. Okay. All right. We gonna do emotions or are we gonna do the smart thing? I'm rolling a d20. Okay, we're gonna do the smart thing. Okay. I would like to use all of my charm and persuasiveness and blah, coming out of this bubble. Essentially,
You're coming out towards the voice, I assume.
not coming out yet. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna walk out of the darkness. You clearly have us beat. You are the superior opponents. If we come out and we parlay, please. We completely surrender. You have us outmatched, but let us heal our companions. Please. We'll come out.
So you say
We are
that.
no threat to you, clearly, in this state.
Okay, so you say that from within the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything else, or do you kind of, is that where, because that's just a conversation, that's not an action of any kind.
Right. I would like to use my persuasion behind that to make it seem like truly you have us outmatched. We're no threat to you. Maybe we can offer you something, you know.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check.
All right. That is going to be a 28.
That is pretty good.
I'm barding the bard out of my bard.
I assume you're trying to convince the voice that spoke, yes? Or
Yes.
Okay. All right. 20 is pretty good. And you hear from the voice returns back and says, well, I think it's not up, one, it's not up for me to decide. Two, I don't know how much healing you're going to be able to do for your friends. That wasn't a boast. I believe them both to be dead. But you can come out here and see for yourself.
Ava, is it? We would love to speak with you. Perhaps we can resolve this peacefully.
And the voice, the same voice that was speaking to you before says, I think we're long past peace. But maybe. But again, that's not for me to decide. You have my word that if you leave this bubble, I will not attack you. Nor shall my steed.
And your companions?
And she looks over her shoulder, and you don't know it. You don't know.
I can't see it.
There's a pause, a brief
We don't know
pause.
we're dead.
There's a brief pause, and she says, again, we're not the ones in charge. We're just following order.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of reach out and try to find Roswen's hand in the dark.
I'll say you do. That's
okay. And I wanna just give it a tight squeeze. And then I'm gonna toss my sword out of the darkness to make it clear that on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's not threatening.
Yeah. Got it.
I'm taking a leap of faith here. I'm an honorable man, and I trust you. And I'm gonna step out with my hands up towards the voice.
Okay. You exit the darkness. And you see in front of you, gleaming, actually blood-covered greatsword, point down in the dirt. This Aarakocra, bloodied, feathers clearly ruffled and disheveled, and making their way sort of towards you. Obviously not. This is just a narrative thing. Is this bloodied up porcupine of a dwarf, and you see in the distance, with a kind of an owl sort of hovering over, a bloodied, from this distance, most likely seems to you. You can make me a perception check. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Did pretty good. 24.
Yeah, this owl is hovering over what clearly seems like a dead body of Odella. Eviscerated, bleeding. You don't see her chest rising and falling. And the dwarf is making his way away from a pummeled Remy. Smile on their face, also seemingly lifeless.
Leo goes to the very special war place where nothing can touch you inside, because right now there's a long form game here. So he keeps cool, he keeps the poker face, and it's that quiet, seething rage that will come back with a fucking vengeance, but not right now.
Okay.
Do they attack me on sight?
No, they don't. There's just like a smug air of superiority about this paladin. Clearly, though, again, clearly worse for the wear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get the feeling that if it came to it between the two of you, if it came to blows right now,
I'd win.
I wouldn't go that far. But it would probably be whoever got like the first hit in would probably like that would be it. Right?
Yeah.
Between the two of you, you both have enough tools in your toolkit to take the other one down.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly, she's not alone.
Yeah. Okay. Does somebody look like Ava in this group? Can I see them?
No, you don't see
Mm-hmm.
anybody. At least from all you see right now is this Aarakocra, the dwarf making their way towards you, and the giant owl, which you do know to be associated with Ava.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you have us, clearly. What were you looking to do with us?
And again, she says, I guess she would say, my boss would like to have some words with her sister, but she wanted to prove a point. And I think she's done that. But again, that's for her to decide.
All right. Well, what's the next step here?
I guess we'll see. And she waits. Do you want to do any actions or anything specific? Combat related?
I don't think that's a great idea.
Well, yeah, I just asking in general.
Nope. I think I'm gonna keep my card because it's obvious. If I cast Cure Wounds on myself, people would know that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a paladin, would be well aware.
Nope. I'm gonna be as non-threatening as possible and try to help de-escalate the situation. I'm gonna call back though. Roz.
Can I go? Are we out of like combat for the purposes of this? For the time.
That really, you're up next, so that really comes to you.
Okay. So Roswen emerges from the darkness, but she's like not at the same side as Leo.
Yes, the other side.
Yeah, she's making her way towards where she thinks the arrows come from, and she wears like black coal under her eyes, and it's just pouring down her cheeks in waterfalls, and her teeth are so firmly clenched that for a second she doesn't think she's going to be able to talk, but she just like shouts. She's like, "Where are you? It's time to talk. And I don't care that you want to talk, I want to talk as your big sister. Because you're hurting me. And that's nothing I would ever do to you. And I don't know what's going through your head right now. What kind of point you want to prove that you can hurt me? You did it. Congratulations. Do you feel good? Where are you?" And she's just looking around for her.
Okay. You can start with a perception check for me.
I'm good at those, and since I didn't do anything, I can use guidance. All right, so that's gonna be a 25.
Okay. Find out real quick. So you don't see her on your terms. She manages to beat that, and you see that probably, I don't know. I'd say like from where you're at, maybe like 60 feet further up, off to the side, you see basically what looks like the lower section of like a tree.
Mhm.
Sort of detaches from the tree and a hood is dropped, and like then it very clearly becomes Ava, not but it was very, I guess, like Lothlorien cloak style, like up against the side, and now is clearly visible. um and she's slowly walking towards you, and you see that her attire is similar somewhat, but it is clearly in like a, which is strange to you because it's like in a sort of like callback to an earlier phase of a Roswen, or potentially even a current phase, but like all black, right? All very dark clothes. There is, a bow in one hand, a quiver on her back, and there is on the cloak that kind of, now that it's sort of detached itself from its stealth, you see is covered in spines, but like much more sharp and like just nasty looking than the ones you saw before. And as she approaches, the light sort of comes through the trees, and I would like you to make me a secondary perception check, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's good. That's gonna be a 29.
Okay, you can see that on like the armor that she wears on like her chest is, as she's kind of walking, you can see the cloak and sort of just the movements were sort of rubbing stuff away a little bit, and it seems as though there was coal dust or some sort of mud or something dark to darken the front of this armor. And it is, you can see with the little bit of light and your high perception roll, that the suit of armor that mainly dons her main form of protection, there is a very clear glint of gold.
Okay.
And she makes her way towards you, and at about like 20 feet or so away, she stops and looks at you, and it's I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to describe this. I mean, this is something that you've been sort of, you, Katie, and you, Roswen, have been thinking about for a long time. And what you see standing before you looks like your sister, but she's definitely changed. So you still see kind of the burns that that she had from times when you were younger, but there is significantly more scarring on the face, on what little bit of the skin you can see. There are cuts and gashes and things that are, possibly at a point were sewn up wrong, just seemingly like a quick job. As someone who's proficient and very good at healing, you can see this. But her eyes are a stark different from the eyes that you knew when you were younger, and even in your older years. And there are no real whites to these eyes. They are black, and the sort of kind of the iris is like a yellow starburst, and there's bits of red with a black pupil. And if you think of like Sith eyes, right? Star Wars, like Darth Maul, like that clearly kind of bloodshot yellow red starburst. That is what her eyes look like. And there is clearly obviously recognition of who you are, but just your actually, you know what, let me stop talking and let you make an insight check too, just from a what first perspective what you see here.
17.
Okay. There, yeah. So you always knew kind of how Avo was, and I should just give you advantage because it's your sister, right? So go ahead and take advantage on that.
Oh, that's worse.
Okay, it's fine. So you know that while she was kind of quote the strong one when it came to things, you knew, I think some part of you knew that to a degree you were also the strong one when it came to things on a grander scale. And while you would have been in dire straits without her there, you've kind of, I would say, blossomed and transcended beyond that to now you, Roswen, you're affecting the world at this point. You are on missions for the fate of the world. People rely on you to do that, seemingly on the regular. And the vibe you get is someone who kind of was always hot-headed, kind of knew what they wanted and knew that no one really else could tell them, and even if would get an answer from somebody else, it still kind of rationalized that in her own brain that, this is kind of how I was going to do it this way anyway, kind of a thing. But this is someone whose basically whole support structure emotionally, rationalized in their own head, has abandoned them and has basically lived without that support structure for the better part of a year and a half, maybe almost even 2 years at this point. And that's clearly, seemingly, both just from a emotional vibe you can get, but also physically seems to have taken a toll on her. And she has this kind of wry smile on her face. And you don't see, most of the stuff that you see, you do see some of the things that she had left with. But there are, and it was a ring, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You do not see said ring. And she says, well, good to see you. And there's a smile, and you're like, it may be sarcastic, but, yeah.
Roswen is gonna try to close the 20 feet between them cautiously.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, you do, right? Obviously, you're dealing with someone who's unstable, I think is a reasonable thing to say. And she doesn't flinch. She doesn't make any moves to defend herself, and you are closing the distance towards her, and she lets you do that. And I guess we'll say, for all intents and purposes, we are out of combat at this point. I think we can agree with that.
Rosalind just kind of looks up at her with her little short stature, and she's like, I mean, where were you? I mean, I don't like what it's horrible. You just killed 2 people. And I want to just be so mad at you, furious. I don't want to like you or love you right now for what you did. But it's still so good to see you and know that you're okay. And she reaches out to try to hug her.
And she looks down at you, and she doesn't turn away. Like, she doesn't like back up or turn away from the hug, but she doesn't clearly like she doesn't open arms to hug you back. She'll allow you basically to hug her, but she doesn't seem like she's, one hand still has the bow, no hand near the arrows or anything like that, but the bow's kind of down at the side. Do you still go in for said hug?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's that awkward hug when like someone gives you a hug and you're like, I don't know how to deal with emotion.
Yeah, sure.
That's kind of the vibe you're getting from her right now.
She's just like steps back, but like it's still kind of like in her space, like she doesn't want to, but she can tell she's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'm sorry that you left the way that things were. I should have put you first as my sister, and I should have made it my number one responsibility to tell you all the things that I'd read, even though you hate reading and you don't care. I know, but you have to know, and I know you think all dragons are evil, and there are a lot of them who are. I have killed a lot of them at this point, but I've never lied to you. Not once. And this sounds really stupid, I know, but I visited me from the future, one where things stay the way they are, and I don't get to you in time to talk to you and make you see. Not even make you see. I don't want to make you do anything. I just want to try again to be us together. No one leading. You are always the strong one. And it was really hard being without you. But I got to know myself a lot. And I remember all the things you would always tell me about what you saw in me and what I didn't. And I see some of those things now. And you were the first person to draw my attention to those. And I just want us to stop this force that's coming, the one I dreamt about so long ago, and make sure that nothing happens to anybody else like what happened to us back at home. And I can't do that without you.
And as you have been stating these things, you see that there's been like it's a very kind of stoic look, but there has been slight cracks of emotion, like at the when you say you've killed lots of dragons now, there's like the smallest hint of a smile, and small hints of like a frown at certain points, and like a very like a kind of like a look up and to the right, like like a very minute, almost wistful look when you mentioned the dream that you had so long ago. And she and she kind of shifts her weight like from a left foot to a right foot, and like kind of, I'm not gonna say like kicks her hip out to the side, but like it's clearly someone who's thought about this and is like trying to obviously not betray any kind of emotion, but also keep it like be cool.
Cool.
And she says, I wouldn't be lying. I'd be lying rather if I had said that I hadn't thought about this moment, about us meeting again. And it really hurt I feel like we were family, and you left me for people that we barely knew and sided with them on something. And you know how I felt, and you know the gravity of what these things can do when they grow up and how much destruction they can bring. And we barely knew them, and you sided with them. And it hurt a way that I don't think. And she like starts to go down that, and she just throws that away, and she says, so I put all that behind me, and I moved on, and I've set out to do what I started to do. And you know what? I'm damn good at it. I put together a team of people who were like-minded like me, who didn't have any qualms about doing the work that I know needs to be done. And here I see you with these friends. The people that you left me for, they're not even here. So what does that even say? You left because of what they, and you joined them against me, and I don't even see them here.
No, I didn't leave you for them. I'm always chasing hope. And I know what dragons can do. You know I know what dragons can do. You know what they've taken away from both of us. But you talk about things that are dangerous and absolutes. Growing up, you were a street rat. I was a tiefling, and there are so many people out in the world who think that we're dangerous for what we are. But we know we're not. We know that we just want to be good deep down, and we want to protect people. That's why you're doing what you're doing. You're trying to protect people. I know you are. And I can help you do that. But you have to understand that the world is not absolutes. It's mostly gray, just like we are. Please just, I know you understand that somewhere.
And she, like, as you say, she kind of just like, she turns away from you, and she takes a few steps away, and she's clearly like trying to gather her thoughts, and she doesn't, you can see she's not necessarily biting back something, but she's trying to formulate her thoughts, and she's kind of pacing, and you can see that the hand that's on like the bow handle is white knuckled. She's grabbing this with a lot of force, and she's just like, yeah, it's protecting people, sure, but these things, they have riches that could be dispersed amongst how many people, and could provide for, they just hoard it all away for themselves, regardless of what kind they are. So we've been doing work to make sure that this can get distributed out, and we're also taking one of these arrogant creatures out of the world at the same time. People may question what we do, but our methods are effective. We get the work done, and people thank us for it at the end of the day. And I feel like, what more truth do you need? And you can see that there is like a maniacal, like as she's describing this to you, there's a maniacal and almost a fanatical kind of look about her face, as though this is someone who's normalized the kind of morally gray things that you're discussing. She's come to the point now with having lived in this scenario where this is all her normal now.
Roswen's just like, you can do so much just with your time and energy and what you have. What other people do, that's not up to you. You can protect those when they need it, and you can give what you have, but it's not up to you to decide that you can just go and kill something that isn't yours to kill unless it's doing something outright awful to somebody. That's when you protect.
And she says, but why shouldn't I? I can do this, and they could do this at any time, whenever they want. We've seen it. Why shouldn't I take that first step, nip this in the bud, and then everything and everyone is better for it? I don't see any downside to what we're doing. I think that, from my point of view, what we're doing is the best course of action.
Well, I can tell you that it's not, and it's not just my opinion. It's from what I know. It's that if you keep doing what you're doing, it's not going to be dragons that you're fighting. It's going to be Tiamat. They're going to summon her if you turn that dragon council against us, because they're not going to work with us like they should be. They're going to just try to end it themselves and take out the chromatic dragons, and it's not going to work.
And you see now it's at the point where the pacing has the speed has slightly increased, and now it's two hands on the bow handle. Like, she's got it kind of in front of her, and they're sort of like twisting. Like, she's trying to get you to see her point, even though you clearly know that it's not the right point. But again, she's like, and she's, pacing, and she's just like, I thought, and she like throws that thought away, and she's just like, and she just seems like she's trying to formulate words, and she just can't get anything out. She's just frustrated trying to think of what to say.
Roswen walks up to her and she puts a hand on her bow, and she's like, stop fighting. Stop fighting for a second. Talk. Just please, with me. It's me. Just talk. You don't have to fight everything. There are other ways.
And she's like what? I've always been a fighter. I've always fought. That's who I am. That's what I'm best at.
And aren't you tired? I know you're tired. You told me. You just want to settle down. I know that's what you want to do.
And she kind of like walks, like takes a step away and kind of like wrenches the bow from me. And she says, maybe once. I don't. And she just kind of like looks off in the distance and says, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me anymore. I know that you probably don't know what it's like, but this feels right. What I'm doing, I feel at home at what I'm doing, and I feel like what I'm doing, it feels right to me. Bringing these things down, sharing this wealth with people who need it. It just seems and feels, I don't know. It all makes sense to me. Maybe you probably don't understand.
I mean, Abba, what's felt the most right to me in a year and a half is hugging you, even though it was the worst hug you've ever given me. That's what felt right to me. And if you want to help people, I do too. You know I do. That's what I've always wanted to do ever since I was little. And I've got so much money now that I'm just saving up that I can open an orphanage, and you can just stay there and you can teach the kids how to hunt, and I can teach them how to forge when all this is done. Please just give that future a chance. Doesn't that sound so much better to you?
And Leo, you hear all of this because it maybe was in like a conversational voice, but I feel like as this has gone on, it's elevated significantly as they're not screaming, but they're siblings fighting and at elevated voices. So it is dead quiet here, so you hear all of this.
Oh yeah.
At
what
which
is...
point, at this point in the conversation, the darkness bubble drops. So you can now see her having this conversation with Roswen. You can see that not maybe 10 feet from you is a griffin owl. Yeah. And also appears next to the paladin from invisibility, from a form of invisibility, is a creature kind of maybe 6.5 feet tall, sort of a yellow pupilless eyes, kind of longer shaggy hair on the face and the arms, bestial sort of in nature, but wearing robes, and like closes a spell book and like holsters it on a hip and has like a staff in the other hand. You can make me a nature check, Celeste.
Sure. What is this?
Leaves.
18?
Yeah,
Oh.
you have heard of these creatures. You've never actually seen one. They're not really they're not from around here, really. This is what is known as a shifter. This is in a similar nature, to Odella and Roswen. Tiefling and Azamar having angelic or demonic heritage in their bloodline in the past. Okay. Shifters, what you've heard anyway, are that they're that, but with a lycanthrope ancestor.
Got it.
Somewhere. So the point where it's basically, they are not a lycanthrope, but they have features of them.
Is it a were-lion?
No, it's not a lion. I wasn't gonna go that far. They don't seem to have, it's not a easily, oh yes, actually it is. I forgot. Scratch all of the hair because I wrote it down and I forgot about it because I was thinking of base shifter. So it is all of the things I said, but instead of like a hairy head, it is a bald head. And the face is sort of slightly elongated, and you can see like dappled patterns of almost scale-like appendages on the arms and legs, and you would guess that this creature seems to be, in some way, vaguely armadillo in nature.
I love Eberron races so much.
They're so good.
Weird. Okay.
Anyway,
so, all right.
Clearly the one casting all of the higher level magics.
Yeah. Okay, so this Roswen and Ava are talking behind me, and I'm faced with a griffin, a dwarf barbarian who looks terrible, a paladin who doesn't look great, and the spellcaster who hasn't taken any damage.
And the owl kind of moves over next to them as well.
Okay.
From Red's body, or Remy's body.
Okay. How are they all like feeling about this situation happening? Can I make a general insight? Like, are they just, being polite and listening because it's their boss, or do they have opinions about this situation?
Make me an insight check, please.
Yeah. Okay. I'm doing good. 19.
Okay. The barbarian, the shifter, the griffin, and the owl don't seem to really have any opinion. Although if you had to guess, you'd say the owl seems to have the same opinion as Ava.
Oh, good. I'm really good at reading owls.
Yes, it's a keen trait that you have. They seem like basically this is their boss. They're here to do what she says. If she says jump, they say how high.
Okay.
The paladin, there's a degree of that, but there is clearly a further investment, some additional attachment, if you will, investment in what happens here.
Got it.
And you see that the paladin does have a holy symbol. I think did we talk about this last time?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Purple circle, Shar.
Yes, the purple circle of Shar.
Fucking shit. Be worse. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Leo wouldn't be dumb enough to do. Okay.
Go ahead. Your sword, you see it off on the ground.
I know.
Okay, just checking.
I'm getting very close though. This is testing the limits.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what this is designed to do. Roswen. You, I'd say, just kind of in this conversation with Ava, as she's kind of like been pacing, and you've been trying to like, not chase her down, but you've been keeping up with her as she's been going and saying what she's been saying. I'll allow you to make me a perception check as well.
25.
Okay. You can see clearly too. Like you can, as you're like looking, and maybe it's casual, maybe it's just kind of in periphery, but you can see Leo clearly bloodied, beat up, not surrounded, but in the presence of these other people of her party. And you can also see the bodies of Remy and Odella unconscious, lifeless on the ground.
I think Leo at this point would go, Roz. Like, just, I think that's, he's trying to pack a lot into that.
She glances over at him and she just like doesn't give any indication that she has plans to stop talking. And turns back to her sister.
And she looks at you and she says, you know, you said all the stuff about the orphanage, and she's like, I don't know. This is a lot. Not that I didn't expect it to be. Did sort of orchestrate this whole thing.
But if you think that the entire time that we've been apart, I haven't been thinking about what's going to happen when we destroy the cult and we get to spend the rest of our lives together, you're crazy. That's all I think about every day. And she kind of like reaches into her shell, like, just like, hey. And she takes out just like page upon page upon page upon page upon page of letters. And she goes, I didn't know your address, but I wrote to you almost every day.
And she looks at him and looks at, you know, what you've got, and it's clearly a stack. And she says, she's like, I'd be lying if I didn't say I thought about this too, but I tried to just get past, but it just hurt so much to see you side with them. And
I told you, I wasn't siding with them. I just wanted to give somebody a chance. I wanted to be in a group of people who I thought could help us get to where we wanted to go. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I had some meaningful friendships with these people. But you're right. The people you saw me with, they're not here anymore. And, you know, I was alone too.
And she is, you know, pacing, still continuing to pace. She says, I don't know. I don't even know if I could. I don't really feel like I had a place in society anyway. I don't think. You know, an orphanage, it doesn't sound like it. Just, I mean, I get it. I do. I understand why, and I know that's sounds like it's perfect for you. It really does. But I just don't know if that's a place I could find myself. I feel like I'd try it for a while, and but I feel like I'd be. I don't know. I feel like I'd be not being true to myself. I feel like I have. I don't know. I have these skills, and I feel like I don't know. And she just.
It's not a trap. You don't have to stay there if you don't want to stay there. It's an option. You can come and go as you want. You can help people. You can slay a chromatic dragon or two terrorizing a city. You can do that. You can take a retreat, an Ava retreat. Only thing I care about is that you help me. You're my sister. You help me stop this horrible evil that's going to kill us all.
Make a persuasion check.
Please do. Please do good. Leo getting so itchy.
I have advantage.
Sure.
Because it's my sister.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. That is a 20, not natural. Am I allowed to add guidance to that, or that's too weird?
I think that's too much at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna take the 6 seconds mid conversation to be like, hold on.
I give you these puppy dog eyes.
You plead as best you can to Ava's sensibilities, and she's clear. There's a lot that she's trying to unpack, and you can see her mile is just her head is like going a mile a minute. She's trying to wheels are turning, trying to figure out how this works, how it fits, any of that. And for a good 5 to 10 seconds, it looks like you've managed to break through. You feel like she does, you see a hint of the Ava that you kind of once knew start to break through, and there's a little bit of a smile and kind of a conversation, but she that sort of moment passes, and she says, I do think that that's perfect for you, and I tried to envision myself there, and I just can't. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. I don't know. And she says, I don't know, maybe this is a mistake. All of this. I don't know. I thought I was, I don't know. I don't know what I had hoped to bring about with all of this. Seeing you here and this whole scenario. I don't know. Maybe I should have just stayed doing what we were doing. I don't know. She's clearly, emotionally torn, but there is just that slight degree of her seeming I don't know. I don't want to say unhinged, but just rationalizing things. That makes trying to make her mindset all make sense. I don't know.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So these people are in a line in front of me.
So you've been, let me paint this scene here. So you've been facing them, right, with Roswen behind you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. So directly in front of you is the paladin. Kind of
Okay.
right next to him, or her rather, sorry, is the griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not really set up in a nice tight line. They're sort of like I said, they're not like surrounding you, but they're sort of like they're in a line, I guess, horizontally in front of you. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Not on a perfect lightning bolt line. That's what you were asking.
I don't know.
Yes. So that's the scenario. With a straight line from your perspective, you could probably follow a linear plane through any one of them. Your choice.
Okay. Can I go ahead and make an insight check just based on what I've heard? Like, if I feel, I mean, I think Leo, just based on this, feels like Ava's past a point, and this is not going to go well, no matter how much Roswen tries. But I do want to make some kind of insight check to be like, is this?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm not feeling positive about it. Okay, 17.
So it's obviously tricky, right? This whole scenario. So here's Leo, understands this. He's been through a lot, but this is the best way I would frame it to Leo. If this wasn't Roswen's sister, what would the choice be?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, am I about to do it bad?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm about to do it bad. I rolled it on my d20. Got a 1. We're gonna do it bad.
Okay.
All right. I want to go ahead and do I think I could make a move, like a roll move to like get the middle? Because I want to hit the bard and I want to hit the paladin in this one lightning streak is my goal.
You can make me an insight check again.
Sure. Okay, 19.
Yeah, you can. Let's see. Yeah, I think you could probably. You get the feeling that like everyone is clearly distracted by like the elevation of what's happening back and forth. Some of them motivated purely by where's my paycheck coming from this? Like, am I still getting paid for this?
For sure.
And again, potentially additional investments. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make the move and then go ahead and cast 5th level lightning bolt and go through these Fs. All right. That'll be 8 d10s. Or no, 8 d6s. 10 d6s. That's what it is.
That is correct.
Sorry, Roz.
It's fine. Out of character, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's very good. 36, 40, 48.
Okay. So I'm just trying to see if there's a counter spell still left in the tank. Because some spells were used today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through the list.
You directly counterspelled Ardella at one point. Last game.
Oh, we did. That's true.
Yeah.
There was a dispel magic. No, I'm just trying to see. Basically,
There were 2 dispel magics. You used one on a Katie Beam. You used one on an Ardella.
Spirit Guardians. Yep.
Counterspell. Yep.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's any high levels left at this point. Nope. Because that's how that worked. Yeah. Fuck. Whole bunch of second level and first level, yeah. First level slots left. Alright, you do this, and you watch the paladin as you, I'm assuming, are you riding said lightning?
Obviously.
120 feet, I assume, the whole length?
Yes.
Okay. The paladin drops.
Hell yeah.
48, you said? Sorry, wait. Let me
Yep.
re-roll. Because I forgot I didn't actually roll any of their saves. I just said they dropped. Let me roll here. What's the save on that?
I think it's 17. 17.
Okay. So, Paladin rolled a 17.
Boo.
And has half damage from spells because of being an Oath of the Ancients Paladin. The wizard will succeed as well and is next to the paladin. Your DC is 18, silly.
Oh.
I'm looking at your sheet.
18.
So, the paladin will then fail. Take half damage of that. It's 24. Paladin still goes down. 24 points of lightning damage. The wizard, however, will take only 12 points. Paladin goes unconscious. Roswen, you hear the crackling of lightning. Did you have something else? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna action surge and do it again.
Back the other way?
Yeah.
Back, so out and then back in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
Because F them.
Alright. Well, there's no aura from the paladin now that he's unconscious.
Nope.
Or she's unconscious. Oh no, that's a 2. However,
roll this for you. Okay.
The wizard is in a weird moment. You see, as though you hit this wizard dead on. It seems as though, like, time sort of shifts in a way, I guess you could say, and then manages to dodge, so still takes the half damage.
Okay, so I got 41 on that one.
Oh. So, do the damage. Alright. So, and, okay, and the paladin fails the death saving throw. Automatically. Okay. So, Roswen, you see this. You hear the crackle of lightning striking twice over your shoulder. And Odella, obviously, also sees this.
Odella's down.
I'm sorry, not Odella, Ava. I'm used to just looking at Laura and saying Odella, but I meant Ava in this instance. Odella's dead. She doesn't see anything.
I was like, when did I come back to life?
And I think Leo's gonna yell out, it's time to stop letting her jerk you around. Clearly, she is past the point of no return. And I'm gonna raise my shield up and just like stance.
Okay. So there's clearly like a look of fear on Odella's face as this happens.
Ava, you keep saying
sorry,
Odella.
Ava. I keep saying Odella. Ava's face. Odella's face has a look of fear too, but it's permanently frozen there. And like it's Ava has a look of fear that very quickly turns to a look of like anger and rage, and she looks to you, Roswen, and she gestures back to Leo, and she says, "See? Do you see?"
Roswen looks at Leo and she's just like rigid and she goes, "You don't get to decide what I do, Leo. You stand down right now and you let me heal those people."
I get to decide what happens to my party and my friends. You watch them go down, and I think we've been in this conversation long enough. You're talking to a murderer.
All you fucking do is talk, Leo. You know we have enough money to bring them back. You think that they were going to stay dead? How could you possibly think that I would let that happen?
How can you possibly let this person walk all over you? You're a good person, Roswen. She's a monster.
I don't care what you think right now, Leo. This was not your choice.
I think it's my choice to defend watching Odella, watching Rid go down, and you're here talking about old shit. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me, Roswen. If you had an ounce of loyalty, you would look out for your team and put them first.
I do have loyalty, and this is my family. They're my family too, but this is my sister. I would never, ever, ever let us be in a situation where they would just stay dead.
If my family did this, I would be the first one to bring them down. This is not okay. This is not right.
Nice having a mother and father who love you. This is what I have, and I love her. For better or worse.
All right, then place her before all of us. Place her before the people who stand for you every day and save your ass. Put her before all of that. Are you fucking serious? Fine. If this is really what you want, let her kill me then. Let her kill. She's already killed. Odella is down there bleeding. The person who has cared for you day after day. I'm sorry, sending empty letters to somebody you barely know anymore who's clearly changed.
You don't think I know that they're down there bleeding out? You don't think it's killing me? Do you think that I walk around every day cheery and I mean it? Do you know how good I am at suppressing everything that I feel? Shut up, Leo. You don't know anything about me. You see crazy Roswen and you think you know better than her.
I know what's right, and I know what I'm willing to fight for.
And I know that if there's a chance where everybody can end up alive at the end of this, that's what I'm going to go for.
Well, I think we've reached a difference here. Clearly, I can't handle this on my own. So I suppose my fate, I guess that's in your hands, but I'm not going to go down without a fight, Roswen.
I just look at Abba and I'm like, he made a mistake. I don't stand by it. But I'm not going to leave you again. I want to walk out of here with everybody alive.
So in, sort of, there was this look of anger and then her comment of, did you see what I'm talking about? And then essentially right after that, when you and Roswen, you and Leo got into the fight, whether it was on purpose or not, in an almost second nature-y way, in a split second, there was an arrow knocked to that bow, and it's not up, it's not drawn, it's sort of at a half draw with the arrow pointing down at the ground. But and you've seen that in the blink of an eye, this arrow, too, even could be loosed, and you can very much see that the dwarven barbarian, while bleeding, having come down from the rage, is again white knuckling this maul that he wields, and the shifter there, wizard by the way, not bard, the kind of, there's sort of like let me not misspeak. Let's go look at the spell list real quick. There is, we won't make it a specific spell. There's sort of a crackling, like arcane energy in the hand. Not, nothing material, like as in a specific spell, but like they're on edge. They don't know what to do. Their party was just attacked. They seem to be waiting for Ava's call on how to handle this. But the death saving throw, Okra. It's 1 pass, 1 fail. So she's clearly bleeding out as well, dying on the ground. Sarah Kokra.
How's it feel?
Oh man, damn! This is a salty game tonight. Salty and emotions. And she's just like, Ava, you can see, is clearly very torn. Like the fingers that are on the bowstring are sort of doing one of these, and they're kind of rolling the string in her fingers. Not sure. Like, this is probably maybe the most concentrated you've seen her in a while. Like, this is taking a lot of focus to just not snap react immediately and loose these arrows against Leo. And she says, she looks to you, Roswen, but like with one eye sort of, and still kind of keeping an eye on the scene of Leo at the whole time. And she says, so what now? Says, clearly, we have differing opinions, and your associates have thoughts as well, and I don't know what to do. So what would you say? How do you see this? How do you envision this scenario ending?
Well, first, if you make sure she doesn't hurt him, I would like to make sure that your friend doesn't die.
I'm making a death saving throw.
Come on.
That was more than 6 seconds of conversation. That's a 3. That's 2 fails and 1 success. And she says, well, I'd like to say that she will be civil, though that was, well, I don't know, she can be a bit hot-headed at times too. She says, what would you have us do? I know you want us to stop doing what we're doing, and you want me to come and be a part of this orphanage. Clearly, things have escalated even more so. So she says, would you let us just walk away?
For the future that I know is coming, if nothing changes, it would completely destroy me. But if you don't think you can change, then I don't think that I can let you go. Because even though my world would be broken, at least other people could have a chance at one. But
So-
if you do, if you can, I'd be so excited for the future. I'd be so excited for the next day, every day, forever.
You can make me a persuasion check.
Is it at advantage again?
I think this one's just a straight one. Ava's not exactly in the most reasonable of mindsets.
That is a 17.
So she looks to you, and there's clearly like when you said that, almost like an affronted look, one very similar to the one you had seen during your scuttle in the raider camp, where she had made her thoughts known to you, and you had spoke your piece, and she ended up leaving. So there is a brief moment of that, and she says, "This is," and then she kind of stops for that thought and says, "Well," she says, "even if I were to agree to this, I know that one," and she points to Leo, kind of like gestures with the bow. He'll never trust me, and I have a feeling that he's the kind that'll find a way to handle things in a way that I would handle things. And so how about this? Why don't you and I just leave? Just the two of us, like it used to be. We'll leave all this behind. There's a whole lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of world out there beyond what we've seen. And I've seen a decent amount. My friend over there, and she gestures to the kind of armadillo shifter, tomorrow, he could send us anywhere. You name the place and we can go there. He's got magics the likes of which I could never imagine. So why don't you and I leave? We'll go off. From what you say, the world will be fine. Nothing bad will happen. We can be together. And we can leave other people to deal with the greater problems of the world. And you and I can just be us.
She's very clearly considering it. Like, it's written all over her face. Like, she even like cracks a smile for a second, thinking about the two of them like it used to be. And she steps forward and takes her hand, and she goes, Ava, I would love that, but this is my responsibility, and you can make it yours too. Or I promise you that once everything is said and done, I'll find you and we can do that. But there are things going on here that, in order to secure the forces that we need, things have to go a certain way, at least to the eyes of others. But maybe you and I can go someplace and talk about it. And I can tell you an idea that I've come up with that I think will allow you to be freer than you've ever been. It's not pretty, but it will get us to be just the two of us again after everything is said and done, and I've done everything I can to protect everybody else.
And she seems very much like taken aback, right? She thought that was it, right? That would have been the way to solve all of these problems. You and her, just like you used to be, off doing your own thing and leave all the rest of the problems of the world to be dealt with by others. And she says, you know, you're. And she starts to tear up a little bit, and there's tears coming down her face, and she says, "You've always been so good." And she says, I don't. We talked a lot. I don't think I really want to. I don't really want to talk anymore, and I've never been very patient. You know that. I don't. You're clearly very set in what you want to do. And, you know, I can see that you've come a long way, and that's great. Just as strong as I always knew you could be. But I don't feel like there's I don't really feel like there's a place for me in this plan that you have. Don't think. I don't know. I feel like I would try to fit in and do the right thing, but I just know that it's only a matter of time before I mess up. And I'm sure there's people like him that'll be there to make sure things are dealt with when that happens. And I don't know. I don't really see a good way out of this. And she drops the bow on the ground. Arrow kind of dissipates into necrotic light. And she just kind of shrugs, looks at you, and says, I don't know, Rouse. This is, I don't know.
You know, the Dragon Council, because you killed one of their family, they're not happy. Could you imagine if somebody killed me?
Yeah.
You have to have guessed what they would have requested of us. And I came here thinking, oh, I have this great plan. You know, I can take her away and I can talk with her and we can have the trust that we used to have. And there's no way that you could continue on the way that you look because they'd find you. And as my sister, it's my job to protect you. And I was like, I know, I'll bite one for the team and she will too, because we've got each other's backs and I can put on a show and I can, as gently as I can, try to put an end to this life for her so that she can start a restful one. And I was going to reincarnate you so you could just completely be new. And at the time I was like, yes, absolutely. This is it. This is the start over that you're going to get with her. And it's going to be wonderful. And she's going to thank you in the end. And finally, you're going to be that big sister instead of her having to be the big sister. Which just because you're taller than me doesn't mean you're the big sister, okay?
He smiles.
But it doesn't seem like you're interested in a new life. It seems like this is the only one you want. And in this life, it's either going to be me having to do the thing that I never thought I would have to do in order to save everybody else and just have me and you suffer, which seems completely unfair based on how much I've given. But if you can't do that, if you can't be someone else, I don't have another choice, Ava.
And there are tears streaming down her face, and she swallows clearly, difficultly. And she says, "No, it all sounds nice, but I don't know. Maybe it's petty and selfish, but if I don't know. I want to be. I want to be Ava, and yeah, I guess I didn't really. I knew. So part of me always knew what would come of things with that council, and she kind of is like, but I figured I would just take care of all of them, and I wouldn't have to worry. Chuckles to herself, says, but I realized too that I've probably put you in a pretty bad spot. And she says, I can, says, I don't know, I can make this, I don't know, I can make this whole problem go away for you. So she hugs you, and it's a good hug.
She hugs back, and she's just like, you can't do it. I'm responsible for you. And as she says that, she pulls down a moonbeam, and for a second it just kind of glows around Ava, and then she like lets out a silent prayer to Sailor Name that says, please make this painless.
And you see the light start to wash over Ava, and it's it's kind of very bright, and you see, I don't know, a look of, I don't know, almost relaxation kind of come over her face, and she looks to you. She smiles. Doesn't seem to be in any kind of pain. And she says, good luck, Roz. I love you.
I love you too.
And then the silvery light of Selene kind of brightens for a moment, and then it dissipates, and she's gone.
And then it's like her weight kind of falls down. Roswen kind of collapses, holding her there.
Yep.
And just weeps over her body.
It's another failed death saving throw.
I hate you, Ted.
I'm sorry. Leo?
Hey, Leo!
Fuck, what would he do? I think he's stunned, like staring. Okay, how many of them are left, like up? And it's what, the wizard, there's a griffin,
There's
and this
the
dwarf?
wizard. Yeah. And they seem like they're at a loss for what to do. The wizard kind of, the spell just fizzles out.
I think Leo goes, leave. We're done here.
Yeah, the wizard walks over to the barbarian, and they pick up they sling the Aarakocra over the back of the griffin, and yeah, they start walking away.
I want to walk over to Raz.
The
and
owl flies away.
Mhm. I want to walk over to Raz and try to put my hand on her shoulder or try to interact. Do you let me?
She like first flinches away, like very violently.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't move. She's like can't look away from what she's done.
Yeah, I think he tries to like kind of crouch and move into your vision, and try to really look at you and try to get your eye contact if he can. You did the right thing. You knew it would shake out like this somehow. And you have saved so many people. And I know it hurts. But you're so brave.
After a while, she looks up at him and she just like, you can tell like her eyes look crazed. And she's just like almost yelling. It's like, why do I keep getting punished like this?
You weren't punished, you were chosen. There's a difference. Sometimes the gods make us their instruments. Sometimes we are the swords that have to strike the blows to do the right thing. Sometimes that's just how fate works out. You're not being punished. It's a gift, but a horrible, horrible one to have to bear. And as long as I can be, I'm going to be here. And right now, we need to get Odella and Rid back because they're the only other ones who are here and in the middle of this, and we've got to save them. Okay? That's what we have to do right now. And I think Leo's starting to cry and like crack a little bit under this pressure too. He's like, we're all we have right now in the midst of everything. And I know this is hard and you should not have to deal with this, but we can't stop right now because we've got a world to save. Okay?
She doesn't say okay. She just looks back down at her sister's body. And she's like, just leave me. I'll come find you.
Okay. And he's going to do his best. He doesn't have any magic to get us anywhere or anything, but his two companions are dead on the ground, and he's going to try to get them together and into a place and do something. I don't think Leo really knows what to do without, those big magics to help him.
Yeah.
Roswen basically is gonna stay there until nightfall.
Sure.
Just crying until she has nothing left and she's just dry.
Yep.
And she takes out the brooch that her mother used to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And she just rubs the stone on the center and she's like, if you were here, maybe you'd have some great advice for me. There'd be pie. But you're not. And if she were here, whoever made me cry would be dead. but she's not. And I have these people who I care about, but also I don't know them like I knew you guys, and I don't, what should I don't know what I should do. I know what I should do, but I don't know how I can continue to do it. And I don't know. I guess I'm gonna start by digging a hole.
Oh, man.
She just gets up and like her knees kind of give out on her a little bit. But she's just like looks her, she doesn't have a shovel. She's just like, I don't know. And she wild shapes.
Ava's pack has a shovel in it.
Does it really?
Yep.
I guess she's gonna go through her things then. She probably would have done that while she was sitting there just to see like what mementos she still had on her and stuff like that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, while this is happening, Leo is one, like, devastated. And then two, I think the anger starts to set in after a while that Roswen just fucking abandoned them and everybody. And I think he's going to carry both Rid and Odella's body back into town and try to get a car, try to get to an Order of the Gauntlet contact, like whoever he knows is closest, like somebody who can help him. And he's like, all right, Roswen's fucking gone. I've got to do this.
Okay.
So
yep, that's fine. As a reminder, you are in the once destroyed, the woods surrounding the once destroyed city of Succomber, which is like not even a thorp, right? Where
Okay.
like
then
and
I'm
it's
gonna
being rebuilt. So
Okay.
you are where you're at.
all right, then I'm gonna take the sending stone off of Odella's body and I'm gonna contact Leo's and say we need fucking help and here's where we are. Send it, please. I don't care what the cost is.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just flip to that page real quick, and we'll get you an answer.
We also have a cart in the portable hole.
That's true.
Right, I know, but I don't think Leo would know, and Celeste doesn't know how long before like a cleric can help. So he's like, I don't like just fix
No,
this.
it's fair. I just, in case you didn't want to carry bodies around like everywhere.
I don't think he know. He's like, no. I mean, he'll get a cart from like a local or something. He'll tell a sad story, or he'll pay somebody. Like he'll
Tell us
figure
that
it out.
story. He's literally carrying two.
I
dead
know.
bodies.
I don't think he has to work too hard to tell that story.
Right. This is the woman I love. Please, will you give me a cart? Fuck. Like, come on.
This is my friend who I was initially attracted to until I realized that they weren't who they say they were. In fact,
And
there are a number of people, but it's
And
still
everybody's dead, and I'm alone. Please help me.
All right. I'll let somebody else answer the chat. All right, yeah. So you get a response from Iliosin, and he says, "Yeah, we'll send someone as soon as we can." It's a sending stone, so he's not going to respond too much more. But you just said you needed help.
I said I needed help. 2 dead.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay.
I
Give me the whole,
said
give me the whole thing.
I did. I just
Okay.
like where we are. We need help. Send someone immediately. I don't care what it costs. Like that was all included in the 25 words.
Okay. Then he says,
Do you just shout it into all of the sending stones? Because I'm not sure she labeled them.
Yeah. No, I'll say it until.
"What sending stones do you have, by the way?"
How many?
I have actually no. I think I only have the one.
Yeah, because Roswen has the other one.
Roswen has the one to
Dylan. Or to Bucky.
Yeah, and Bucky, they recently had a conversation, which...
Oh no, Odella has two because she has the one to Mag too.
To who?
Oh, to our innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the innkeeper gets that message, as does Leosin. The innkeeper's like, what?
I can't say anything back, so that's just what that is.
And Leosin says, we'll dispatch someone right away. Roswen, while this, because, we'll make it slightly comical. Not really. But while you're here, this is when you get your response back from Ozzy.
I don't remember what I said.
He had asked if everything was okay. Did you feel that weird temporal rift?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, yes, I just met my future self. But
yeah, I remember now.
Everything is fine, basically. Let's see. And his response while you're hanging out there is wait, okay, keep going. Yeah, your typical adventurous stuff. Good luck. In response to your message about meeting your future self.
Like when you're like super something terrible's happened, then all of a sudden like an upbeat song comes on the radio and
Yeah.
you're like, my cat just died. Like
Yeah,
except for it's like 18 of your cats at least.
Yes, so that's what you get. Yeah, typical adventurous stuff. Good luck. Yeah, so as you're going over most of the stuff that you find on Odella's body, it's things that you remember were there, right? Like stuffed in the bag, not being worn, is like an old hat, a pair of spurs, a couple other random things. Inside a small lead box, a square lead box, you find the ring.
Wait a minute. Who's going through?
Roswen.
I'm going through her stuff.
I
Ava
took
stuff.
Odella.
Ava, did I do it again? I did it again.
Yeah, you did. I was like,
Fuck.
no.
Ava. Damn it, Ava. Ava's
No, it's
body.
confusing. I'm sorry.
Yes. So yes, you see all of that stuff in Ava's pack. There's also the quiver, the bow, this cloak, which clearly seems to have somehow grown much more devious and seemingly more destructive in the time.
It could kill kobolds now.
It could totally kill kobolds. A suit.
That was her porcupine cloak?
But it's better now. Much better. And a suit of gold dragon based studded leather armor, which she's wearing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some more stuff, but we can go through that at a later date.
Yeah. So refresh my memory because I don't remember about Rosenwood because she was like hanging on every word. Do we have to like bring any piece of her back to the council to prove like that she's dead, or did they just say kill him?
I think they did state something along the lines of like they wanted proof. Basically like if you did this, we will join you like without question.
Oh God. I'm not bringing back her head. That is for damn certain. Just bring back the armor. I know, but that could be anybody's armor. Nobody knows, like nobody saw her. Yeah, but it's his scale, isn't it? You said gold medal.
Yeah.
No, gold dragon.
Yeah, she's wearing his fucking corpse.
Yeah.
God!
Who would
So
wear
cool.
a dragon corpse? Oh no.
Not this guy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay, so then if
Totally different scenarios.
that's the case, she will take that armor and just put it to the side for now.
Okay.
And all of her stuff. And yeah, then she'll just proceed to bury her. And then above the grave, she's gonna cast plant growth.
Yep.
And just cover it in like sunflowers and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then she's gonna awkwardly take all the stuff back into town, I guess.
Okay. All right. And so Leo's, you're waiting for assistance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I've probably brought their 2 bodies and I've covered them and I'm trying to keep them like preserved because I don't understand how the fuck this actually works. But I'm trying to do my best and keep things contained, and I'm freaking out. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's it's still gonna, they gotta gather people, at the gauntlet and everything, so it's gonna take time to get someone out. So they were gonna dispatch someone as soon as possible. So we'll yeah.
During this time too, Pygot has flown down and like sat on Leo's shoulders.
Yeah, and I'll like cradle him and be like, it's gonna be okay, I think. Yep.
So yeah, we'll say that just to force more conflict, no one shows up by the time Roswen makes it back into town. After burying Ava. Got it right this time. And you see her come into town, kind of shouldering remainders of Ava's gear. We'll say Succumber's not that big, and it's mostly destroyed and being rebuilt. So you see each other relatively easily.
Roswen approaches him and just kind of like tosses the stuff down on the ground. Clearly being very encumbered by it all. And she goes, I can reincarnate one of them right now, if you want. I don't know if you don't want her to look different or something. Or maybe, I don't know. Whatever it is really helpful for her, and I don't want to take away her other personas from her.
Roz, don't worry about it. I already called for help, and like you said earlier, why should we care? We have enough money to handle it, right?
We do. You're right. She's like, listen, if you don't want me to be a part of this group anymore, that's fine. That's your choice. I'm going to make sure that they are both brought back. And then what they decide and what you decide, you guys can vote. That's fine. All I wanted to do was the best I could to make sure that as many people could come out alive in the end. This isn't the end. If you think it is, you're short-sighted.
Listen, I have no illusions about what we need to face. We're probably all going to perish. This is probably going to be the end of all things, the world, everything. I'm not foolish enough or ignorant enough to say that we don't need you there. We absolutely do need you in this final fight, and I think you're going to make a difference. And I think all of this was trying to direct your attention towards that fact. We need you, but we need you here on our team in one piece.
Leo, that's fine. And I will be here and I will put forth my best. But my sister just died. So if you could lay off me a little bit, that would be great. I understand that you also have people here who died. I cared about them too. You think I don't? Stop acting like that. What is your problem?
My problem is that your team, your comrades, they have to come first. And you didn't put them first. And I will never be able to forget that. I have your back, undoubtedly. I would take a sword for you. I would die for you. I almost have multiple times. And it's just alarming to know it's not going to be the same.
Wow, congratulations. It will be the same now because the one person who I would have put before you is dead by my own hand. In case you weren't there for that, I don't know if you missed it.
Well, then perhaps this was all for the best. Now I'm going to wait for somebody to come and help.
Roswen, just like, when you say that, she just like, and she just, I don't know if you're going to let her or what, but she goes to smack you across the face.
I will let her smack me across the face. But
it does no damage.
I don't care. I think Leo's past the point. Like, this is so... Yeah, he shakes his head and, well, if that made you feel better, great.
Wow. Being a dick to me made you feel better. Great. Here we are, feeling better.
Wonderful.
Wow, I feel like that's probably a good haunt to end this episode. How about that, guys?
Oh yeah, no, that was great. That was great. That was great.
I'm sorry that you two died so early on.
Both of my characters died.
All characters died today.
Yeah, Laura got a double dip.
Friendship died today.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Emotions are so high, and I'm like crying and squealing over here, and
So,
wow.
I mean, for the intents of not having to deal with this when we play next time, we will say that a cleric does get a cleric and a wizard teleport in Succumber. The cleric has access to the Raise Dead spell, which he will cast upon, and it's what the hell, right? I'll give him names. We've got it's a UNT wizard.
That's interesting.
And
Okay.
it's a human cleric. And he casts Raise Dead, brings you both back to life. A couple of words holding a holy symbol, tells you both as your life is brought back. Well, let me ask: are you willing to come back? Because you don't have to be.
Okay. I don't. Can we role play like coming back out next week?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
then
there's-
can I like not confirm one way or another?
Okay. Yeah.
I'll talk to Ted
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
fine. Yes. Okay. So anyway, this cleric will arrive with the intent to bring you back to life. Would you like to be brought back? And we can deal with that the next time we play. However, I feel like that was enough
I'm
of
tired.
an emotional roller coaster
I'm also tired.
to say that even though the book says otherwise, I think there's a level in there. I think. So everybody gets a level for that. Because I put you through that much emotional torment, you can get a level out of that.
If we don't die, we get a level.
Yay.
Well, if you do die and make a new character, your next character will come back at 14.
Still get a level.
Yes, I'm still going to give you the level. You were part of the journey, regardless. Oh, wow.
I feel out of character, like I should apologize to you all for betraying you. But in character, you were going to come back. It was gonna be fine.
I feel like out of character we did a really great job, and I love you, Katie.
I love
And
you.
that's totally
Well, you
this
know,
is a fundamental issue.
Yes.
it was.
I feel like in character.
I was thinking about it, and you know, it came to me throughout the episode, but like what I had said to Leo for his insight. But like, were this literally anybody else, there would have been no question that this person would have been dead.
No, absolutely no question.
what they
The
did-
fact that Leo waited so long, and he really tried. He really went beyond. He almost broke his alignment here. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Roswen really tried to get everybody to be happy in the end and alive, but you know,
It never works like
also
that.
a little delusional with her sister. But she came through. She came through.
I mean, let's just say Leo isn't going to tell Rid and Odella
Roswen probably will.
what you did. So yeah, that's up to you or not.
So, well, thank you again, one and all, to all the new folks who came out to watch, whether you are watching us over on, there's some people on Periscope and some people over on YouTube, to the several new followers and subscriptions we got tonight. So thank you guys for that. Glad so many of you decided, like, hey, I came here for the first time and I want to make sure I keep watching this show because I really enjoy it. I can one thing tell you that the roleplay is not always as crazy intense as this week, because I do like my players and don't want to wreck them emotionally every 2 weeks.
Just to be clear, it's always good, but sometimes we're like funny.
Yeah, sometimes there's humor.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We do own a pie shop. So.
Yeah, they do own.
Pie and fast shop. Birthday pie.
Yes. For those of you asking about Periscope, Periscope is Twitter's streaming service. Anyway, so I guess we'll go around the room here and say where everybody is from and what's going on there, and then a little bit, and we'll end here. So, Katie, why don't we tell the people all about you and where they can find you and things?
They can find me in a dark abyssal hole
Of feelings.
of emotion. They can also find me here every other Monday night playing Roswen, who broke today. And then you can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden for anything else I pop up in on.
All right. And Laura, what about you?
Hi, I'm Laura. You can find me here. Also apparently dead in 2
Twice.
levels. For those who don't know, it just came in. I used to play Ava in like the very, very beginning of this campaign, and then she left, and then I started playing Odella. So that's why I kept saying, like, I can't believe I'm being killed by my own character. But I don't really play anywhere else other than here, other than like at home, but I don't stream those games. So, but yeah, have fun
Alright.
here every other week.
Celeste.
Hi, everybody. My name is Celeste Konowich. You can usually find me on my own podcast, which is called Venture Maidens. I am the DM and producer for that. So you can find us streaming on Twitch on Wednesdays, or just check out the podcast version there. I'm also the co-host for DMnastics, which you can find on the DM's Block podcast. I will also be back here a lot more on Nerd Immersion starting on the 17th of this very month. You can tune in for the new show I'm going to be DMing for called Mistress of Modules. So definitely come check it out here on Nerd Immersion. Also, I'm not sure if I can say it yet, but I think I can. Friday, tune into the Wizards D&D channel, and you might see my face around 6 p.m. or so Pacific time. I don't know. So check that out, and find me on Twitter at @CConowich.
Right. And Renee, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. I play role-playing games a lot and have a lot of fun doing it. I'm also a freelance writer and social media manager, so you can find me on Twitter at RayDNR, or you can find me on other role-playing streams. Nerd Immersion here, alternating Monday nights. Encounter Roleplay, playing Call of Cthulhu on Tuesdays. And Scraticus Academy, playing Weave, a playset that I wrote called Dynama on Wednesdays. and also the DM for a podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens, which is a family-friendly actual play D&D podcast. And I think that's all I do for now, but there's a ton more coming, and I'm excited for it. So,
All right, and I'm Ted. This is Nerd Immersion. Thank you again for coming along this journey with us. We stream here every Monday and Tuesday, and probably Wednesday again. I'll talk about that in a sec. But every other Monday, it's alternating shows. All right, this is every 2 weeks. But on the Monday where we're not playing this game, we're playing Princes of the Apocalypse. And Princes of the Apocalypse is another D&D Wizards module. It's set in the same universe as this. The characters have crossed streams and interacted. They have sending stones to communicate with one another. That's a little bit of what you heard there, the mention of Ozzy. So they, have been doing some stuff over there. It's been interesting. So you can see what happens. Elementals destroying the world. Also Tiamat being summoned. Sword Coast, not a good place to be right now.
Hell no.
Every Tuesday night is my home game around the corner over there in that room. This Tuesday, though, because we didn't last week because of all the weather and no one wanted to drive, is going to be Evil Game. So if you want to see me as a player, along with 3 of my other friends playing as evil characters, that will be this coming Tuesday, which is tomorrow, or right now, depending on where you are in the world. It'll be good. One of us got caught by the cops. The other one's left him behind because it's an evil game. And then the remainder of the month when we're not doing evil game is my homebrew campaign. But my Wednesday stream that I was doing over on the Mighty Dungeon channel, that seems like that is pretty much ended. If you're going to look at this Saturday, we may do a mega stream in the evening to just end that campaign. So that sounds to me like the return of It Builds Character, and a lot of you have been asking for that for a long time. So I'm going to bring back the character building show. And I think I'm going to suspend the list for the moment and just do one that I want to do to get back into it. And then we'll roll back into the list of your guys' suggestions. So we'll be bringing back character creation of pop culture characters that you guys suggest every Wednesday night. Celeste will be starting here soon as well. Be on the lookout for a new video of that and a butt ton. I think I have literally in this other window 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 DM's Guild products to review. So that'll be coming out in the next little bit here. But before we go for tonight, I did just want to say, obviously there was a lot of high intensity, high emotion this evening. But I wanted to, one, let the internet know we are all still friends. This is just good role playing here. Obviously, when you kill people's characters and things like that, it's nothing personal. It's not an affront to get people. It's just what made sense for the story. You can blame Laura; it's all her fault technically because it's her character.
My character was crazy, and it played out pretty much exactly how it probably would have played out.
I did my best to play it how I thought Ava would play it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Let me ask you how you think I did, because it's your character.
Well, I don't know what happened to her in the interim, but I assume it was pretty crazy. Because she got fucked up eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty dead on. Because Katie told me her plan, but I was like, I don't know that Ava would want to be reincarnated. She's pretty dead set, but yeah, I think it went how it would have gone. But it was just very emotional for me.
Yeah.
That was my first ever D&D character.
So I just wanted to ask you all what you thought and how things. This is the first with episode 20. We haven't played in a month because of the way things have worked out. So, what did everybody think? We have a good time tonight? Was it too high energy? What's the thoughts?
It was fun, in a way. No, I mean, obviously I knew for a long time that this was coming. This is the reason why my character had a transformation from being super cutesy to being an angsty teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to cover up her complete sorrow in losing her sister with something that pushed people away more, I guess. So, I mean, for me, I really have to think about where I'm going to take this character at this point, especially with bad relationships with their party. But I mean, at this point, it's like, who's she trying to lie to? You know, she should just be who she is. But I mean, I had a really good time getting closure, I should say, on something that's been open-ended for a long time. That being said, you fucked up my makeup, and I'll never forgive you for that.
I gotta make concessions. And sometimes I gotta choose my battles.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was really great. I mean, it's always amazing when you have a party where you can role play totally effectively and know you're still in a safe space at all points in time. So like it was really amazing that I could explore the fact that my character has very different values than Katie's character, and the fact that we could put that out there and it caused conflict, which I think will be interesting in the story. Without it, because clearly, yeah, we're great friends and I love playing in this party. And if we weren't like that, we wouldn't have been able to have those amazing moments. So that was just really incredible. And I'm just floored as always by playing with this group. Y'all are just the fucking best.
It was like uncomfortable to hear the party yelling at each other, but like the good kind.
Yeah, because you still knew it was fine, and it was never like, yeah, it was really cool. I mean, you don't get experiences like this a lot, so I think it's really amazing to be highlighted and celebrated.
My biggest regret is that all of this awesome conflict and all this stuff that's happened, technically, Laura and Renee didn't get to participate in any of it because they were dead. And I would have loved to have had them and their characters there to interact, but they were...
Don't worry, I get my RP moments next week.
All right, fair enough. That's true.
I can't wait to find out what happens. I'm gonna die.
I know. I want to play this game all the
Oh,
time.
I guess not next week. 2 weeks from now. Dang it.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll cancel on Princess of the Apocalypse. So who
Call
knows?
us.
Is it wrong that we hope?
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Know you're great, but
Yeah.
I want to play my
So, all right. I think that's it for this evening. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Hope to see you out here again in the near future for more of our stuff, more of our games, and be sure to follow all the social medias for everybody here so you can keep up on what they're doing. Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.